Welcome back to my channel, horror fans. Today, we are peeling back the layers of a gripping British horror thriller that was released back in 2023 called Little Bone Lodge. Now, if you are a fan of psychological tension, dark family secrets, and stormy nights that feel as if they've been ripped right out of Macbeth, this film is for you. This is actually my very first time watching this movie. I know I'm very late to the party, but I was completely blown away of how good this movie is. So, get yourselves comfy because this is going to be a good one. And just to let you know, there will be spoilers in today's video. Alright then, let's start with the premise. Directed by Matthias Hone, Little Bones Lodge begins with two criminal brothers on the run after a heist. They are injured, desperate, and in need of shelter, which lands them at an isolated farmhouse in a British countryside. But what seems like a run-of-the-mill home invasion story takes a very sharp left turn, which I will go into more detail about in just a moment. But before you know it, you are plunged into this world where everyone has something to hide. From the moment the film opens, you can feel the tension. The cinematography by James Friend is stunning. Low-lit interiors and shadowy corners create this claustrophobic vibe that just pulls you in immediately. Even the house itself feels alive, almost like a character within the story. Every creaking floorboard, every gust of wind outside, it all builds this eerie, oppressive atmosphere. Let's talk about the performances, starting with the matriarch of the farmhouse. Now, she is called Mama because that is how she's referred to in the entirety of this movie, and Mama is played by Joely Richardson. Let me tell you, Richardson absolutely owns this role. Her character is fascinating. She's a fascinating mix of resilience, cunning, and also something much darker. She delivers her lines with such calculated precision that you're never quite sure where her next move will be. Then there are the brothers, played by Neil Linpo and Harry Cadby. Linpo's performance as the older brother, exudes this rough criminal edge, but there is this vulnerability to him that hints that there's been a tragic backstory that we do learn throughout the movie. Harry Cadby as the younger brother is equally compelling. He's got this mix of impulsiveness and fear, and it makes you wonder if he's a little bit over his head. We also have the father of the household, who is confined to a wheelchair and is unable to talk or look after himself. And right from the get-go, we learn that Mama is taking care of him full time and is having to administer medication every few hours. Now, we don't really learn what's wrong with him. I don't know whether if he's fallen ill or if he's been in an accident. However, there are some very big shocking secrets to come. We also have the young daughter Maisie, who is this sweet girl living with Mama and the dad at this farmhouse, and we learn that she hasn't really been out of the farm in her very short life. Now, you've heard me mention that there are many secrets within this movie that I haven't revealed just yet, but we are going into major spoiler territory now. I'm about to reveal a massive twist that happens pretty much, halfway through the movie. So if you don't want it spoiled for you, please pause this video, go and watch it, and then come back. Okay, the big shocker reveal. Mama is holding some very dark secrets. The dad in the wheelchair isn't her husband, and also he isn't disabled. She is administering injections into him to keep him immobile. The little girl Maisie isn't Mama's little girl. Mama kidnapped her. Now you're probably thinking, why? What the hell is going on here? Well, it turns out that a few years previous, Mama had a young son. However, there was a tragic car accident and the young son was killed. Now Mama, she decided that the family in the other car owed her a debt. So Mama ended up kidnapping the whole family, the mum, the dad, and of course the little girl. Mama decided to bring up the little girl Maisie as her own, and Maisie isn't her real name. She keeps the dad immobile in the wheelchair and pretends that he has an illness and that they are married. And the real mum of Maisie is kept up in the attic with all of her limbs chopped off, and she is strapped to a chair being kept alive, watching a load of CCTV screens that is surrounding her and watching Mama bring up her family. It is so messed up, and I tell you what, I was not expecting any of this when I was watching this film. It's an absolute game changer of a storyline. And then of course we've got these two brothers who learn about Mama's dirty little secret, and things just get absolutely insane. I've said it once, but I'll say it again. The British really know how to make a fantastic, gripping horror film. What makes this film so engaging is just how it uses the premise to explore deeper themes. On the surface, it's a story about survival and who is in control of the situation, who has the upper hand. But we dig a little deeper and then we'll find, a lot of this film is about family. The film examines the ties that bind us, the secrets that we keep, and what happens when those secrets come to light. There's also this interesting commentary on power dynamics. At first, the brothers seem to have the upper hand. They're armed, they're desperate, they're willing to do whatever it takes to get out of this situation. But as the story unfolds and Mama's secrets are revealed, the balance of these power shifts is so unexpected. The farmhouse ends up becoming this battleground, not just physically, but oh my goodness, psychologically as well. It is a game of wits, and the twists just keep on coming. Believe it or not, guys, there are a lot of things that I haven't revealed in this video, so make sure you go and watch this immediately. Visually, the film draws heavily from the Scandinavian crime classic aesthetic. Think dark, muted tones and a focus on natural lighting. The storm raging outside mirrors the chaos unfolding inside, creating this perfect storm scenario, the perfect storm of suspense and dread. The way the camera just lingers on certain objects or characters' expressions just adds an extra layer of unease, almost like the house itself is watching. One of the most impressive things about Little Bone Lodge is how it plays with genre tropes. The home invasion angle might seem familiar, but the film, when it does flip on its head, it focuses on the psychological interplay between the characters. It's not just about violence or the threat of violence, it's about the mind games. The shifting allegiances and the underlying tension that makes every scene feel like a powder keg about to explode. It's rare to find a thriller that really does keep you on your toes the entire time, but Little Bone Lodge manages to do just that. I honestly could not take my eyes off the screen from start to finish, especially towards the end. Oh my goodness, that third act. Wow. So what is my verdict? Well, I feel that Little Bone Lodge is a masterclass in suspense and storytelling. It's not just a thriller or a horror, it's a psychological deep dive into the human condition. How far will we go to protect our secrets, our families, and ourselves? If you're a fan of films like Hush, Don't Breathe, or even The Gift, you will just love this movie. I think most horror fans will just love this. It is a slow burn at times, but the payoff is well worth it. Whether if you're here for the tension or the performances or even the twists, the film delivers on all fronts, and I am very impressed. I am going to give Little Bone Lodge a very high rating of 9.5 out of 10. This is just one of those movies I could rewatch over and over again, and I am so adding this movie to my Blu-ray collection. Alright then guys, that's it for today's deep dive into Little Bone Lodge. Have you seen this movie? If you have, then what did you think about it? What did you think about the twists, the atmosphere, and those unforgettable performances? Drop all of your thoughts in the comments box below. I'd love to get a discussion going. And guys, if you did enjoy this review, then please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Until next time guys, keep it spooky.